You're such a sweetheart.
Love you. And I think I realized just how not great things were, that I was pretending they were great. And it's been hard, but it's been good. And I'm very happy with where I am now. I'm not lesbian, I'm queer.
You are?
And I think that's really cool.
You are.
I'm such a glad.
Did Jojo Siwa really just cheat on her girlfriend on live TV? And not just any show. We're talking about Big Brother UK, where the cameras are rolling nonstop. Things got messy fast, with emotional confessions and a real-time breakup that had fans yelling, "Turn the cameras off." Social media exploded. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, even Jojo's mom had to jump online to do some damage control. What started as a sweet relationship turned into a public meltdown. It looked like Jojo was sabotaging her own image while stuck in the Big Brother house. Her girlfriend Kath went from fan favorite to forgotten as Jojo seemed to move on with a flirty connection to British reality star Chris Hughes. Something no one saw coming. Jojo's time on the show didn't make headlines because she won challenges. It's what happened once filming ended that had everyone talking. She walked out of the house after weeks of will they, won't they moments with Chris. And instead of reuniting with Kath, she went to the after party and dropped the breakup news right there, while the confetti was still falling. It was messy. Then came her interview on ITV's This Morning, where she tried to make the breakup seem spontaneous, like it just slipped out. She talked about it like she lost a lip gloss, not a whole partner. But fans weren't buying it. One person tweeted that Jojo would be dating someone else in a few months anyway, saying that's just how she is. Others were harsher, saying Chris was never interested in her, and that she gave up a real relationship for nothing. People started putting the puzzle together, and felt like Jojo had already checked out of the relationship before it officially ended. It wasn't physical cheating, but emotionally, she seemed gone by the second week. And then she said something that raised eyebrows. She hinted that she realized there were things in her relationship with Kath that she didn't have to deal with anymore. She didn't spill all the details, but it sounded like she had receipts saved in her mind. She said being on the show gave her time to reflect. With no phone, no TikTok, and no distractions, she started questioning everything, whether she was really happy or just in the relationship for the cute Instagram moments.
If I stay longer than 4 days, you won't be gay anymore. I'll tie you up.
You can't say that, Mickey. And have a good cry, because that's you getting a bit of your anger and frustration out as well.
Jojo admitted that as soon as she left the Big Brother house, she felt this intense need to get her life together, like she'd been holding her breath for 20 days and finally let it out, right into the breakup. It wasn't just ending a relationship. It felt like a full-on reset, like she was clearing out everything that wasn't working in her life. From that point, Jojo started sounding like someone completely transformed, like she'd gone into that house one version of herself and came out completely different. In her interviews afterward, she said she's now entering what she calls her selfish era. She's focusing on self-love, figuring out what she really wants from life and relationships, and realizing that she's been giving to everyone else while ignoring her own needs. That's the kind of shift that hits hard.
I knew as soon as I got out, I wanted to fix things in my life.
Do you mean your relationship?
That is one of them. They straight up asked me if I was happy, and I said no.
Went to the after party and was dumped.
What really got people talking was when Jojo said she's still figuring herself out, like who she is when she's not trying to make everyone else feel okay. That's a real thing, but fans couldn't help noticing the timing. She enters Big Brother, gets close to Chris Hughes, and suddenly starts realizing she's been ignoring her own needs. Some saw it as growth. Others saw it as a clever way to soften the blow. Either way, Jojo's clearly taking control of the narrative and stepping fully into her independent era. Now let's talk about Chris. Jojo and Chris got unusually close in the house, staying up talking, cuddling, laughing together, sharing inside jokes. It had all the signs of a budding situationship, and fans picked up on it instantly. TikToks were blowing up with theories, and people were seriously asking if Jojo had a crush on him. Some even said it looked like emotional cheating, and Jojo didn't exactly shut it down. She said she was falling in love with the person she was becoming, but admitted it might have looked like she was falling for someone else. That was enough to spark a wave of speculation. And then there's Kath, her girlfriend at the time, watching all of this from outside the house. Imagine seeing your partner giggling every time another person walks by on national TV. That alone had fans saying they would have lost it. The situation became even more complicated because Jojo is openly queer, while Chris is not. So now people are asking, was it just friendship? Was it deeper? Did Jojo catch feelings and just not say it out loud? Things reached an emotional peak during a scene with Danny Beard where Jojo finally broke down on camera. That's when she shared something personal. She no longer identifies as a lesbian, but now sees herself as queer.
I always told myself I'm a lesbian, but I think being here, I realized, oh no, I'm not a lesbian.
Jojo Siwa experiencing an awakening in front of the cameras inside the celebrity Big Brother house.
I'm not lesbian, I'm queer.
Some fans gave JoJo's revelation a sweet nickname, switching letters, not in a shady or mocking way, but as a nod to how fluid sexuality can be. She basically said, "I'm still learning and I don't fit into just one label anymore." That's real for a lot of people. Growth isn't a straight line, and many in the LGBTQ+ community connected deeply with that moment. One fan said JoJo doesn't owe anyone an explanation. She's allowed to live and figure it out as she goes. But not everyone took it that way. Let's be honest. This all unfolded on reality TV, right in the middle of a breakup, and just after an on-screen connection with a straight man. For some viewers, the timing felt a little too convenient. That's when the Kelly Osbourne controversy came back into the convo. The old quote about people pretending to be lesbians for attention. It resurfaced because some critics felt like JoJo's story echoed that idea, even though many pushed back, saying that kind of gatekeeping is exactly why people are scared to explore their identity in public. One critic didn't hold back, writing, "Everything Siwa does feels like a gimmick." She said this on a reality show. Some gatekeeping is needed. She's hurting the community. It's harsh, but it shows how split the reaction was. Was this JoJo authentically exploring who she is, or was it just made for TV drama? And then came the question, was this identity shift part of the reason she left Kath? Was it a personal evolution that no longer fit their relationship? Fans started calling it the self-discovery breakup, like, "It's not you, it's me, figuring out who I am." Then, just as people were still debating what was real and what was PR, JoJo and Chris went on this morning, looking cozy and calm, and dropped the line that set the internet on fire. It's a soulmate friendship. And with that, the speculation only got louder. Do you want the next part to dig into how fans reacted to that soulmate friendship phrase and where their connection stands now?
I'm very happy with where I am now. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that I had you in there for support and for comfort, because even though you didn't know what was going on in my brain, you were still obviously.
Like, what does soulmate friendship even mean? Are they secretly together? Or just trauma bonding after the whirlwind of reality TV? Because that This Morning interview had layers. Chris sat there nodding along like a supportive rom-com lead, calling JoJo deeply inspiring. And the whole vibe? It screamed slow burn romance wrapped in PR-approved damage control. Both of them kept insisting, on record, that nothing romantic is happening yet. But viewers weren't buying it. Let's be honest. The body language alone was doing a lot. The long glances, the soft giggles, the subtle leaning in. Yeah, fans weren't seeing just friends. They were seeing friends who kiss when no one's watching. Whether it's truly platonic now or not, there's a tension there that doesn't just fade away. It's the kind of energy that's one vulnerable conversation away from turning into something more. And when the internet is losing its mind, who do you call to do damage control? None other than Mama Jess Siwa. While JoJo was still locked inside the Big Brother house, completely unaware of the chaos unfolding online, Mama Jess was outside running a silent PR campaign like a seasoned strategist. She took to Instagram like she had a Canva Pro subscription and a mission. Her feed became a stream of soft, pastel-colored posts about healing, growth, mental health, and self-discovery. No names were mentioned, no Chris, no Kat, just enough emotion to stir curiosity, and just enough vagueness to stay legally safe. If that breakup wasn't official before, Mama Jess made it clear, this is real, it's happening, and the rebrand is already in motion. Now that the dust has mostly settled, people are asking one simple question. Was this JoJo's glow-up or a total crash out? JoJo says she's finally focusing on living authentically, even if that means standing alone. She hasn't confirmed anything romantic with Chris, but the vibe says she's open to new beginnings. She's no longer the sparkly, high-ponytailed teen who lived in rainbow glitter. She's a grown woman, publicly navigating heartbreak, shifting identities, and the brutal judgment of the internet, all in real time. Some fans see this as real growth. They say she's breaking free from a Disney-fied version of herself and doing the emotional labor of becoming who she actually is. Others, they're convinced this is a calculated meltdown, chaos disguised as self-discovery, all for the sake of clout and a mid-season plot twist. Whether you see it as evolution or implosion, one thing's clear. Jojo Siwa is not going back to who she used to be. And maybe that's the whole point. So now it's your turn. Was this a spiritual glow-up or a PR mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.